On the program, the host asked about high school crushes. The top stream. High school graduation and crush confession. The love letter clamped in her algebra textbook. Did not expect her to never open the algebra textbook. Me. I don't dare to express my love with my crush in person. I put a little note of expression on his failed English pop quiz. I didn't realize he kneaded the paper into a ball and threw it into the garbage can. Netizens were shocked. I blew a bean. You too are confession world of peanut gallery Rose weaving romantic dream. Chase to see rose romantic meaning endless. Away romantic not rest. Be sure to like. Comment. Forwarding. Attention. Open the small bell. Beautiful drama on time embrace. What are you panicking about? Aren't you in top stream alumni? After this show, it'll help you with a wave of publicity. And it'll definitely help you catch fire. I suppressed my voice and found a nearby dressing room backstage and covered the door. Lucas and the female lead are doing well. What's the point of me interfering? Won't it really attract bad publicity? The agent is not convinced. Any publicity is good publicity. You are not hot now. Signing the company for so long has not received a book. You are not anxious, I am anxious. The more the agent said, the more agitated. I subconsciously covered the phone and walked to the mirror, freeing my other hand to pick up the makeup air mattress. I know. I'll try. Seeing that I had a good attitude, the agent slowly moderated his tone and rambled on about the dos and don'ts needed for the show. I responded carelessly. Got it. Okay. Perhaps because the agent's voice on the other end of the phone was too loud. I didn't notice someone coming in behind me. Yen brother. This is the dressing room specially prepared for you alone. Before the words fell, the tiny staff member looked up and happened to meet my gaze. Wide-eyed. The atmosphere was a bit awkward. I smiled and pointed to the door with the hand holding the air mattress. The implication was that I'd slip out as soon as she gave the word. This. The small staff member moved to the side, and the upright man walked in from behind her. That almost exquisite to perfect face is not stained with half a bit of emotion. A varsity jacket specially changed for the program added a few points of juvenile atmosphere. It overlapped with the face I remembered. It was only then that I realized that the brother diffraction in her mouth was top stream Lucas. And at this time, Lucas only lightly swept over the staff member who just spoke, nodding his head as a response. A pair of deep eyes as black as ink. Did not show half a bit, should not have the emotion. As if everything in front of him is indifferent. Or all strange. The atmosphere in the spacious dressing room froze for a moment. Quiet only left the sound of heartbeat. 1, 2. The man's beautiful voice seemed to be stained with snow and wind. As if the gods had taken pity on all living beings and casually mentioned. Did no one touch up her makeup? The small staff member choked for a long time before reacting to what he had said and explained. We don't have enough staff. Muffin said she could do it herself. Muffin is my internet stage name. Not waiting for her to continue. Lucas from the entranceway to the inside. Looking for the innermost makeup card seat. Behind him was the manager who had hurriedly arrived. Yen. The program group side needs you to cooperate with these. She also noticed me. Her voice ended abruptly, and she turned to Lucas' side, lowering her voice to communicate in a whisper. From time to time, she looked at me. Her eyes not really friendly. She has a whole pile of papers in her hand. Looks like Top Stream isn't doing so well either. I averted my gaze back, not knowing when the agent on the other end of the phone had hung up. I put down my phone and focused on starting to put on my own makeup. At this time, the man spoke again. Sister Chen. Make the arrangements. My ears involuntarily followed. Arrange what? I only heard the agent sigh and beckon for the makeup artist to come in. Then, walked next to me. Ms. Chen. Let me help you with your makeup. If I'm not mistaken, Lucas' team of makeup artists is Hollywood's top glam squad. It was just for nothing for me. I thought that no matter how stiff the relationship is, as an old classmate, I should still say hello. I was just about to walk over, But Lucas and his manager suddenly got up and hurried out of the door. The words "long time no see" came to my lips. But I didn't say them after all. The dressing room was silent again. Only the sound of my heartbeat remained. Thump. 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 It's no contest. It's been so many years. But my heart still flutters when I see this face. The theme of this program is Campus Crush. The program team invited the lead actors from the hit school drama Silent Crush. Lucas, the first male who is now standing in the top stream. Evelyn, the first female who is a popular young flower. And Ethan, the second male who is on fire because of the drama. Since the second girl had to cancel her appointment, my manager seized the opportunity overnight and stuck me into the show as a newly signed netizen who can't even be called an actress. This program is kind of your comfort zone. After all, you're the eternal campus queen who became famous all over the internet with your prep school music video. Even though my popularity hasn't lasted long. The show's team also agreed to replace me as the second female lead because of that. But, in the fast-paced world of the internet, today the netizens can call me the campus goddess of the millennium. And tomorrow they can make a mockery of that title. No one even asked me if I accepted it. On the program, their crew talked and laughed while I, as an outsider, couldn't intervene and could only serve as a backdrop. Evelyn didn't take her eyes off Lucas. There were rumors that they were together long before the show aired, breaking with photos of them holding hands and going to meet the man's parents together. It was so close to an official announcement. As soon as the drama aired, it immediately gained a large number of CP fans called Yen Wan Yen. The host also observed Evelyn and spoke with a smile. Our Evelyn is really a husband-staring maniac. Her eyes never leave. Evelyn hid her face and said, I'm also looking at the other guys. We are a big family. And I, who don't fit in with this big family, have become the backdrop. Game session. The host asked a question that was not in the script. Our topic today is campus crushes. Do you have any crushes to share with us? Ethan quipped. I dropped out of high school. And in middle school I wasn't even hairy. So who would like a jumpy, dark, monkey-like boy? I was self-aware. So I didn't have a crush either. As soon as the words were out of his mouth, the room laughed. Even though Ethan didn't go to college, he still has the air of a clear college student. Brother, saying everything will only hurt you. Sincerity is the key to success. Although Ethan's popularity is not as good as Lucas, he is still considered to be a new rising star with a lot of momentum. I laughed along with him. When I looked up again, I felt eyes staring at me. No way. There are still people who can pay attention to me in this occasion? Who's next to say something? Evelyn slowly raised her hand, her face showing the shyness of a little girl. I'll do it. The boy I had a crush on in high school was great. And I thought that one day I'd be at the top of the heap with him. And now it seems like I've done just that. As the words left her mouth, she looked over at Lucas and smiled slightly. Almost forgot. Evelyn was also in our class. Only she was an art student. Not admitted to the school, but specially recruited in later. It seems that Evelyn is also a person with a story. Pure love warrior should fall to the ground. Fans, you have to study hard. Oh. Your EE likes good grades. Evelyn had just finished speaking when the host smoothly asked, what about our top stream Lucas? A cheer went up from the stage. Come on. If Lucas has a crush, how good should that girl be? I bet 50 cents he doesn't have one. He's not in love with anyone. I remember Lucas has a 985 degree. I can't imagine him liking someone. He's all broken up in the drama of love but not love. Lucas opened his mouth lightly. I did have a crush when I was in high school, he said. The host didn't expect Lucas to be so cooperative and actually willing to tell the truth. So he hurriedly continued to pursue the question. What happened then? I confessed my love when I graduated. But I kind of missed it. There is a fan under the scene is very crazy. How can you miss? Ewa. I won't allow anyone to reject Lucas. Lucas heard this and laughed silently, explaining. When I graduated from high school, I confessed to my crush and put the love letter in her algebra textbook. But I never thought she'd ever open it again. Who would put a love letter in an algebra textbook? Who wouldn't put a love letter in an algebra textbook? That's not true. Who in their right mind would flip through an algebra textbook after the exams are over? The host smiled awkwardly. Our top stream's confession is really original. Top stream actually has a favorite? That girl must be regretting it right now. On the bright side, it proves that top stream is single. I smell gossip. Evelyn went to the same high school as Luck. Right? If it's such a coincidence, I'll have to shipping them hard. Do you have to get high just because you're an alumnus? Lucas and I are still in the same school. Class and table. What about Muffin? The microphone passed from Evelyn to me. Like when I was a student and was called upon to answer a question. I clutched the microphone. My palms sweaty. I remembered it carefully. There really was a period of teenage wistfulness. I did have one in high school. The words were followed by a rustle of voices from the stage. Muffin looks like he'd fall in love in high school. Don't judge a book by its cover. Even if Muffin is good-looking, it doesn't mean she's the kind of bad student who just falls in love. Friendly reminder. Cold knowledge. Muffin is an Ivy League graduate. Who knows if her education is fake or not? I think her face is fake too. What's with the first love face of the millennium? The host sensed my difference and spoke up to ease the situation. It's Muffin's first time on the show. It's normal to be a little nervous. Let's just have a normal chat. Is Muffin next to start a romance just like the one in the TV show? I smiled awkwardly. I was too timid to confess my love in front of him. So I put a little confession note on the English pop quiz he failed. At that, the host wiped his sweat. If nothing else, it should be B as well? God. Yes. And then I didn't realize he crumpled up the paper and threw it in the trash. Off camera. Ha 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 ha. This confession is on par with Lucas. That was a close one. I almost fell in love. Muffin has a face that can fall in love. But I didn't realize he's single by strength. Don't laugh. Your brother Lucas is just as good. If they publish a book about falling in love, I'll be the first to read it. What kind of peanut gallery confession is this? Even on the stage. Ethan laughed so hard that he lost his expression management. No way. Muffin. That's how you confess your love for someone? My face turned red. Ethan continued to laugh heartlessly. Muffin. Why don't you laugh? It's so funny. Funny? Lucas, who had been silent, suddenly spoke up. Ethan's big teeth closed up in a flash. It's not funny. No way. Ethan is afraid of Lucas. Lucas. Are you polite? Ethan is 10% funny. Ethan is 100% funny when he's afraid of Lucas. And Lucas is 1000% funny when he can't stop laughing. Lucas finished all the games with a very bad face the whole time. Ethan made several sideways attempts to team up with Lucas, only to be willfully ignored. Or he takes personal vendettas. For example, in the pillow fight, Lucas goes after Ethan and punches him alone. Another example is when Ethan wins the game and happily walks over to the host. Lucas suddenly lifted him by the back of his collar. He made him perform a moonwalk in front of the whole audience, in a place where the live radio can't pick up. Ethan poked Lucas' arm. Brother. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Lucas. You're right. You're right. And me. The first line eater. Snickering beside them. It's amazing that Lucas is still so dark after all these years. Back then, I gave him a wrong English answer, causing him to fail the exam and be called by the English teacher to go to the office for individual tutoring. Half a year after the incident, as long as there is an English test, he will say, if the previous English answer was not stolen by someone, I would be so lively and cheerful now. The program ended and the crowd gradually dispersed. I was the last to return to the lounge, which was now empty as all the other guests had made plans to go to a get-together. Slowly, I took off my radio headset and removed my array of jewelry. Off came the varsity jacket the show had prepared, leaving me with only my undergarments. A shirt so tight I couldn't breathe. And a super short skirt that was short to the base of my thighs and nearly naked. The agent said that this is the only way to look good. I looked at my long, white legs and waist in the lounge mirror. It shouldn't matter if I wear a looser dress. The locker room is too far away from here. I took out my personal clothes from the closet. And after double-checking that there was no surveillance in the lounge, I simply locked the door and closed the curtains. One by one, I unbuttoned the tight shirt inside. It faded down to just an undershirt. I pulled on the loose bodysuit and returned to the mirror, briefly fixing my unkempt hair. That's when a man's long figure suddenly appeared in the mirror. Lucas had changed out of his show-ready varsity jacket and into a dark suit with a valuable brooch pinned to his chest. He was standing behind me with a straight posture, his hands casually inserted into the pockets of his suit pants. And his deep and handsome facial contours made people unable to move their eyes under the light. I hastily withdrew my gaze and pulled the corner of my shirt down tightly. Turning back, I glared angrily at Lucas. His expression was surprisingly calm, and he averted his gaze without slowing down. Why are you changing here? Wicked? An inexplicable surge of anger drilled through his heart. How did you get in here? I locked the door. Lucas' cold voice dropped an emotionless sentence. Didn't the program team tell you that the door lock of the lounge is broken? I tried a few rounds on the door lock in disbelief and was forced to accept this fact. Turning back, I sheepishly asked, "How much did you see?" Lucas did not immediately respond. Pulled open the seat next to him, sat down and used his slender fingers to scratch his cell phone. His tone light. Did not see. The language choked for 2 seconds. He kindly added. When you came, you had already changed. Who knows if he really didn't see it or just didn't see it. The atmosphere froze for a few seconds. I spoke again. When are you leaving? The dress hadn't been changed. My agent will be here later. Lucas' fingertips swiping his phone lurched, his eyes absently falling on my changed bodysuit. Then, slowly downward, only to feel his throat go a little dry. He moved back to his burning gaze. You haven't finished changing yet? I pursed my lips and didn't say anything, only feeling that the air conditioning in the lounge was turned up too warm. He got up from his chair and walked out the door on long legs without a word. His ears burned a small shade of red. Worried that what just happened would happen again, I moved a chair to block the doorway. Let's not talk about whether or not it would keep people out. At least not so much that they would come in unnoticed like Lucas did. The footsteps outside stopped. I changed out of my dress with peace of mind. But I heard movement outside the door. It was Lucas' manager. Yen. Aren't you going inside? Lucas' voice was clear. Let's wait a bit. So he didn't go. Is he helping me out? In the lounge, I neatly folded the clothes I changed into. The cell phone Lucas left on the couch suddenly vibrated. The caller was a string of short numbers. I picked up the phone and was about to open the door to return it to Lucas. But my eyes were attracted by the screensaver. It was a familiar string of handwritten English characters. The handwriting style was young, but it was neat. The handwriting was a bit blurry and the content wasn't very clear. But if you looked closely you could still see that it was a template statement from a high school English essay. This is what I wrote in my high school English notebook. I wondered why he still used it as a screensaver so long after he graduated from high school. At that time, when I gave him the English notebook as a graduation gift as a joke, he was full of disgust. But I didn't realize that he still kept the notebook to this day. Push open the door. Lucas and the agent looked at me in unison. Changed. Lucas. You left your cell phone inside. The man's bony hand suddenly pulls the phone back from my palm and nervously turns the screen off. I look up, only to bump into his panicked expression. Lucas was about to say something when he was interrupted by an agent who stepped aside. Yen. We have to catch the next announcement. After I went home and took a shower, my manager sent me 99+ messages, most of which were reviews of my performance during the day. I skimmed through them and went to Twitter to check the latest hotspots. It was true. just after the daytime show was taped. There were live photos of Lucas and Evelyn that rushed to the top of the hit list. Who knows? I was at the scene. Evelyn's eyes were really glued to Lucas' body. They are really eye-catching on the show together. It's a pity that there isn't a kissing scene in the show. Is there a rich woman who spends money on them to make up for it? I want to see a kissing scene plus 10,086. Oh yeah. Besides the cast, there's also Muffin, who's known as the school goddess. She's really pretty. But a netizen is a netizen after all. I've heard that she's already signed up with a company. So she'll probably be transformed in the future. Doesn't anyone think that Muffin and Lucas are good friends? I saw Lucas stealing glances at Muffin many times. And I thought Lucas liked Muffin? Muffin's water army don't come to bring up the tempo. How can Lucas is a top streamer like a netizen? He has no vision. You're the one with no vision. I secretly clicked against it. And then went to look at other hot searches with satisfaction. A new phrase was soaring at a rapid rate. It gradually rushed to the top of the hot searches. Hashtag campus two-way crush ceiling yen wan yen. Hashtag. Clicking on the hot search. It was a tweet Evelyn had just sent a minute ago. The regrets of my high school years have finally come full circle. In the accompanying picture, she was wearing a school uniform and a high ponytail. Youthful and pretty. Clutching a brand new high school math textbook in her hand. Evelyn's comment section was overrun by fans of both parties. I told you, how could my sister and Lucas not like each other in the same school? How could they not be heartbroken when they're both the talk of the school? If I had a boy or girl like that in high school, I'd never forget it for the rest of my life. High school. Pure love. Evenly matched. Showbiz reunion. Which one of these is a masterpiece? Continuing to scroll down. There was a message mixed in between the comments of the stoned CPs. Weekly. I went to their school in high school. But I don't know Evelyn. But this one was quickly brushed aside by a flood of messages from fans. Stars change their names. For sure. Everyone in high school keeps a low profile. Netizens have 8 Lucas official account. Not more than a few minutes. Microscope netizens found Lucas changed the background of the homepage that has been unchanged for years into a cream photo with a pink filter. The comment section immediately made a whole thing of it. I understand. Symbolizing sweet love. I told you how Lucas would let Evelyn make the official announcement on her own and not say anything himself. I want to fall in love too. Lucas in high school was as dazzling as he is now. With his high IQ and good looks. He was the center of the crowd wherever he was. There were countless girls who surrounded him. At that time, I had a very ugly tomboy pixie cut. And the boys in my class didn't treat me as a girl. When I wore a new hairpin, they would tease. What does a boy need with a hairpin? Only Lucas, with a cold face, helped me snatch the hairpin back from their hands. He said, "Don't bully a girl like that. Respect is the most basic principle for people to get along with each other. But many people can't do this." In that era of budding youth, a heartbeat was a momentary event. It was like planting a seed in the deepest part of your heart. Without realizing it, it takes root in your heart. When you suddenly realize the time, love grows wildly. Has long become a big tree. I will be this secret, hidden in the heart for a long time. Until the paper with the love letter written on it was crumpled into a ball and thrown into the trash can. I woke up from my own constructed dream. I was determined to study hard. At least, studying was the fastest way to change my situation. As the program aired, my follower count went from 52W to 99.9W. I'm about to break 1,000,000. I'm about to break 1,000,000. Muffin, you're finally on fire. My manager called to congratulate me. It's not for nothing that I spotted you right away. When I saw you, I thought you had the potential to be a big hit. And now you've brought in such a huge number of followers after just being on the show. He said. I'll read you what your fans are praising you for. Campus goddess true to her name. Pure natural white flower temperament. Stuff more scripts. Want to see you act? I hurriedly interrupted her. Okay. Sister Sean. If you say any more, I'll be able to pick my toes out of a 3-room apartment. By the way, I'm not only here to report the good news, I'm also here to remind you not to forget the live stream tonight. Do you know how many fans booked your live stream tonight? I cut back to the homepage to take a look at the number of people who booked the live stream. Breaking new highs. On the other end of the phone, the agent. No matter what, you have to give out 1 million fan benefit tonight. Got it? 1 million fans. I spoke almost unconsciously. That's less than 1/10 of Lucas. The agent thought he heard me wrong. What did you say? Nothing. I know. 7 p.m. The live stream started on time. As usual, I chose a well-lit dressing room at home. After gathering my emotions, I opened the live stream. Hello everyone. It's Muffin here. Chatting with you as usual. I'm Muffin. And I'm chatting with you all as usual today. I'll let you in on a secret. Muffin has over 1 million followers. So I'm going to be giving you all 1 million follower bonus on the live stream. The comment section was full of positive comments. I randomly connected with a female fan with a sweet voice. Muffin. I love you so much. I went to see you at the show that day. I gave a heart in the direction of the camera. Thanks baby for the like Omua. Comment section. Muffin is so sweet. I'm crying. I want a kiss too. Muffin is really cute. She blushes when I praise her. I don't know how those black fans think. I don't care. The best Muffin in the world. A fan whose ID name is Brother Won't Go Out of Tune suddenly asked. After following Muffin for so many years, I still don't understand why they call her Muffin? The following netizens questioned. Get out. You fake fan. You don't even know why she's called Muffin. I'm not sure if you know why she's called Muffin. I'm familiar with this ID. He had followed me before I signed up with the company. And besides my relatives and friends, he was my first fan. So, I spoke for him. Muffin personally certified. Oh, he is indeed an old fan. There is no baby and he explained all? The nice people in the comments section. Muffin used to say that the newborn kitten on campus that she raised with her favorite person in high school was named Muffin. And she thought it was very memorable. So she continued to use it. The name Muffin suits her very well. Okay. Let's go to the next fan. I clicked on a random fan. And it happened to be him not going out of tune. What a coincidence. Let's give the floor to the off-key brother. Why isn't he speaking? 20 seconds passed. But there was still no sound from the other side. Then, since it's not convenient for this fan to connect to the microphone, let's change to another one. Wait a minute. The mic of Brother Won't Go Out of Tune opened. Muffin. Long time no see. That was all he said. But it's this cool voice that I'm familiar with. Pants were flying all over the comment section. What kind of voice is this that can make the ears pregnant? Help. I want to know what he looks like. Am I the only one who thinks this voice sounds familiar? Damn. Brother. I remember. Your voice sounds a bit like my wall Lucas. It's not Lucas. Is it? It can't be Lucas. Right? How could it be? How could my brother Yen do something like this? Hiding and opening a small number? Muffin. Don't be distracted. It's time for the fanfare. At this time, the manager who was also watching live stream sent a message. I looked at the time. It was indeed a bit tight. It's time to reveal the $1 million fan benefit. So I'm going to give you all your homework. I've been learning to dance for 3 months. But Muffin's limbs aren't really coordinated. So I'm just having fun. The next day, this dance video was posted online by one of my real fans. It was labeled as a treasured video of early human taming of limbs. Netizen. Great dance. Don't do it next time. I watched it several times over. Is it really that bad? Quickly lie to Muffin. I think she's so sad she's breaking up. It's okay Muffin. We're amateurs. It's hard enough to dance like this. Right. Your efforts won't be rubbed out. I thank them all. While immersed in the sadness of self-doubt, the manager brought good news. Muffin. There's a life variety show that invited our team for about 5 days. Do you have any ideas? A freshly transformed internet star like me can actually have a variety show come to me? Originally, I wanted to take it on for you. After all, the paycheck is huge. And the co-stars are all you know. But the agent spoke with a big gasp. In addition to inviting you, the program team also invited Lucas and Evelyn. Although it's a lifestyle variety show, in this internet age, it's not worth watching without some bloodshed and emotional tension. And the hottest CP today is Yen Wan Yen. From the program's point of view, there is nothing wrong with inviting them. But my manager is not happy for me. Originally I didn't have a problem with Lucas. But Evelyn's team's eating was so ugly. And Lucas mentioned it so much on the show that she went back and tweeted about it. And I just couldn't stand to watch it. Ever since she found out that Lucas and I used to be high school classmates and were at the same table, she changed her mind about the Yen Wan Yen CP. And was determined to make sure that Lucas and I would become a couple. Although I have told her many times that Lucas may not have liked me in high school with a pixie cut on my head. Not to mention that 7 years have passed. I've let go of what I liked and what I didn't like. I've seen a lot of people and things. So who's going to hold on to that little flirtation from the past? So, if you don't like her, it'll help you reject her. Anyway, now that your popularity has come up, you have the right to pick your own book. In the entertainment industry, popularity and capital are king. If the other party has both more capital and more popularity than you, then even if you have a big grievance, you can only bite your teeth and swallow it in your stomach. Why don't I go? Why don't I go? Why don't I make money? A few days later, I entered the group. The filming site of the variety show is a luxurious villa that the program group has rented at great expense. The crew transformed several storage rooms and rooms inside into study rooms. The theme of this episode was still campus. And it was a surprise link-up with that previous variety show. The main focus is to get money for living by brushing up on problem solving. There were a total of 4 people. The original team. In 2x2 teams. Because of a situation on the road, I was the last one to arrive. The staff and other guests were waiting for me at the door. I apologized one by one. Mr. Jiang. Mr. Liu. Ethan jumped anxiously. What about me? Why don't you call me Mr. Gu? I'm a conspicuous bag. Lucas scolded for me. Lucas scolded for me. On the first day, there were no groups. So the main purpose was for us to familiarize ourselves with the environment and the rules of the game. Each of us was given a red copy of the 5-year college entrance examination. 3-year simulation. Ethan's pupils quake. Program team. Do you have any conscience? I didn't graduate from high school and you're still letting me brush up on my SAT prep book. Are you guys deliberately targeting me? The staff gave a standardized smile. That's why I gave you 5 years of secondary school exams. 3 years of simulations. Oh. Really? Ethan flipped open the first page. Bit open the cap of his pen and started to do it. The first question. A real number question. Within a few swipes, there came his ghostly cry. Can't do a bit. In my hand is the 5-year college entrance examination. 3-year simulation, math. Same headache. It's been 6 years since the college entrance exam. So I don't remember any conic curves or proofs of series. And Lucas is holding 5-year college entrance examination. 3-year simulation, English. When I think of how he got a headache when he saw English words in high school and righteously told me that it was a sign of patriotism, I can't help but see the corners of my mouth rise. Not bad for a showrunner who is good at messing things up. Since when have you been so happy to see math? Lucas asked me with a dark look on his face. Then I look at Evelyn, the show's own daughter, with a copy of 5 years of higher education, 3 years of simulation, language, in her hand. I don't want math. I want language too. Evelyn flipped through a few pages, then walked over to Lucas. Her whole body almost close to his. Diffract. I'm not very good at these. Can you tell me about them? Lucas coldly glanced at the exercises in her hand. Can't Chinese people learn languages? Ha 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 ha. Ethan, who was eavesdropping from the side, burst out laughing. After being hit by Evelyn, she tactically walked next to me and stammered. "We're in the same position," she said. "I still remember a little bit of middle school math. I can help you brush up on some of it." Seeing that the two main characters wouldn't remember us in a short period of time, Ethan and I decided to go to the study room next to us to chat. "I heard from Lou that you went to high school with him. Or were you in the same class?" "Uh-huh." Ethan reclined on the chair in the study room without thinking about his image. "I admire all the schoolmasters in the world. I'm the kind of person who can't lie down or roll up when I want to." He broke the chalk one by one in boredom and opened his mouth to ask me, "By the way, do you know Lou's deskmate in high school? I'm telling you. He's a stuffy guy with a crush on." Ouch. Ethan's ear was yanked up from the back in one fell swoop, hurting him so much that he cried out, "Brother, what are you yanking my ear for?" Luca's cool face became humane due to a few moments of anger. "You guys know each other well? Luck and I have known each other since we were kids. Right?" Lucas looked reluctant to admit it. After a few seconds, he felt that he hadn't said it all and added, "Don't be with him. He doesn't learn." "Ethan, what did I do?" "The director is looking for you. You should hurry over there." "Looking for me?" Ethan was pushed by Lucas to leave. Lucas and I were the only ones left in the study room. The man in front of me suddenly stretched out his hand, and his fingertips were about to reach the 5-year college entrance exam, 3-year simulation that I was holding in my arms. I hurriedly handed out the information. "Do you want to switch with me? Didn't the program team say?" "Stupid." He gently knocked my head with the SAT prep book English in his own hand. "I was thinking that you had a big headache doing math in high school, and you must have forgotten all about it by now. So I'll brush it up for you? Here. Will the program say we cheated? The first day doesn't count towards the rules of the game. Not to mention, if you don't say anything, and I don't say anything, who knows? That makes sense." Lucas flipped open my book and wrote down from the first question. Years had passed and his script had become mature and strong. The formulas written down looked like strings of beautiful notes on the test paper. I slightly sidled my head, just so I could see the side of his face with his eyes downcast as he solved the problem. His features are bright and glowing under the incandescent light, and his long eyelashes fall in a nice light shadow under his eyes. It had always been like this when he was doing science problems. Eyebrows stretched. Imperative. Slowly withdrawing my eyes, I spoke softly. "Lucas. I have a question for you." Lucas, who was brushing up on the questions, stopped his pen and met my gaze. "Go ahead. Who was your favorite person in high school?" He suddenly touched the tip of my nose with the end of his pen. "Idiot." I blushed and withdrew my gaze, landing on the English exercise book in front of him. "Let the English god help you brush up." "No. I know it all." "All of them? How can that be?" Back then, Lucas studied English night and day for the college entrance exam. But in the end, he barely passed. "It's all in the notebook you gave me." Knock knock. Evelyn's voice came from the other side of the door. "Mr. Muffin. Mr. Lou. Are you guys in there?" I asked Lucas. "Did you lock the door?" "Uh-huh." I rushed to open the door. Pushing open the door, Evelyn stood in the doorway of the study room with tears in her eyes, bringing with her a sense of brokenness that makes men feel protective. Her gaze moved slowly from mine to behind me. Ethan poked half his head out from behind her and asked with a grin, "Muffin, what are you guys doing in there?" "Nothing." Lucas held both SAT prep books in his hands and walked over to me. When he saw Lucas, Ethan suddenly got excited. "Luck. You're screwing me? The director said he didn't ask for me. Did I say he was looking for you?" Ethan was skeptical. "No. You're hallucinating. It's getting late. Get some rest. Good night." Luck left so fast. I forgot to talk to him about business. "What business?" "Oh. I remember. Muffin. Do you and Luck know that the whole villa is monitored and broadcasted except for the sleeping area? And that the program is also a real-time live stream?" My expression froze. "What?" That is to say, what you two just sneaked around inside the small classroom was watched by 1.4 billion netizens in real time. You didn't do anything inappropriate for children. Did you? Lucas and I are on the hit list. Meanwhile, Evelyn announced that she was quitting filming for the show. When she left, she was photographed looking extremely pale, like she had just had a cry. With just a slight association, I became a target. A third party who interfered with Lucas and Evelyn, and was scolded by all CP fans. The crew stopped filming because of this sudden situation. Evelyn's fans outside the villa were relentless and demanded an explanation from me. I had nowhere to go. I could only hide in this small quadrangle. The agent's car was parked at the back door and she hoofed it in and hugged me. Our muffin is freaking out. Isn't he? Just be honest with Sam. Do you like Lucas? If so, I'll help you. I pursed my lips and didn't say anything. The agent patted me on the back. Don't listen to what they say on the internet. They don't know the whole story. So naturally they can only generalize. When the truth comes out, they'll all apologize to you. My tears fell indisputably. I heard that Lucas' side is going through public relations. No matter what result they give, I will do my best not to let you suffer. I hugged her tightly. Sean. Thank you. That night, Lucas posted a long text microblog. She has never been a third party. What I like, from the beginning to the end, is only her. Whether it's as my classmate, or as a guest on a show that I rarely talk to. I've had my heart set on her time and time again. Like all crushes, I would secretly follow her every move. I would be happy when she was happy. And I would blame myself when she was sad. He wrote all his thoughts in love letters, expecting her to see them, but afraid that she would see them. I will keep the English notebooks that she threw to me when she graduated as if they were treasures, learning every word in them, for fear of missing the evidence of her love for me. In fact, if only a little bit, if only she likes me a little bit, I will run to her without hesitation. All the courage, all the effort. All for her. Just for her. The accompanying picture is of an 18-year-old girl, smiling like a flower under the camera. This photo, on the day of the end of the college entrance exam, he said he wanted to try out his newly purchased Polaroid. With a click, this photo was born. Later, when I asked him for it, he said, "This photo is ruined. I'll take another one for you later." I didn't realize that he had secretly saved it. Due to the pressure, Evelyn's team also came down to clarify the situation. Our Evelyn has never been with Lucas. All the photos are maliciously edited by someone. And over here, Sis Sandy found my high school photos. Muffin, formerly known as Songfu, attended Central High School, graduated from a double first-class university. The comment section was polarized. Muffin is a real student. I told you. If she's just an ordinary netizen, she won't have this kind of poetic temperament. I like actors who are down to earth and come out of high school like the rest of us. So you're really the fan of I'll Never Go Out of Tune? Why don't you admit it? Why are you such a wimp? Dude. Your crush is so humble. If you can't find someone, what about us? Agreed. A crush is careful and pure love. I'm with Lucas this time. Pure love in the entertainment industry. I'm crying my eyes out. I'm crying out. Lucas replied to the fan. She's timid. I'm afraid I'll scare her. Muffin. Look who's here. Lucas was holding an orange cat in his arms. Lucas. How did you get here so fast? I should have been here a long time ago. I should have said those words to your face. Song Fu. I miss you. Muffin misses you too. Muffin. The little milk cat that he and I had adopted in our high school back then, had now been raised into a big fat orange. I hooked my lips and smiled. Me too. Later. A high school reunion. Someone asked Lucas. What were you thinking? To confess your love in an algebra textbook? Lucas clutched my hand. Then what did Ms. Muffin think? To post a love letter on my failing English pop quiz? I asked. If we go public like this, will your agent hate me for rubbing off on you? Lucas looked back at me. Then he'll tell her I begged Songfu to go public with me. Look at that. It's like we were caught off guard. After the dinner, Lucas and I walked down the long path. The light stretched our silhouettes to a long, long distance. What has been missed will be met again. It's been a long time. Lucas. How are you?